Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Inside Golf. I'm Harry Donahue. You know, every year the Golf Association of Philadelphia holds its annual Players Dinner Award Night. This year it was held at Huntington Valley. Coming up on today's show, we're going to meet two gentlemen who won in their respective categories. Matt Matari, he's from Saucon Valley, and Chip Lutz from Ledge Rock. Also, we'll be going to Tallamore, to Lou Guzzi's laboratory. You know how Lou keeps us nice and warm in there for his students, and we're going to meet one of them today. She's Elizabeth Beek. And on our Teed Off panel, our experts will be talking about a possible shot clock for golf. They're actually going to make it part of the European Tour next season. We'll get their thoughts on how they think it's going to work out and whether it's even necessary. That's all coming up on this week's edition of Inside Golf. Inside Golf, now celebrating its 20th season, is presented by Destination Montco Golf. 54 courses, 300,000 yards. Check them out at montcogolf.com. By the First Tee of Philadelphia. The First Tee helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit thefirstteephiladelphia.org. By the Golf Association of Philadelphia. GAP, celebrating amateur golf since 1897. By Jersey Man Magazine, it's a Jersey way of life. And by Philly Man Magazine, bringing it to Broad Street. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia Section PGA, experts in the game and business of golf. Take time to thank your local PGA golf professional.
Along with being stewards of the game of golf, your local PGA professional wears many hats.
We are teachers.
We are players.
We are managers.
We are merchandisers.
And community leaders.
But we all wear one badge.
PGA professionals are well-trained experts who work hard to share the joy of golf with our neighbors for over 90 years. To find your local PGA professional, visit phillypga.com. Brought to you by the Philadelphia section of the PGA.
We are the experts in the game and business of golf.
The First Tee of Greater Philadelphia, where golf is more than a game.
Welcome back to Inside Golf, and it's time now to take a look back at the recent Golf Association of Philadelphia Awards Dinner at Huntington Valley Country Club. Marty Emino of the Golf Association of Philadelphia sat down and had a chat with two of those award winners. We're talking about Chip Lutz and Matt Matari from Saucon Valley.
Thank you, Harry. The association held its annual Players Dinner at Huntington Valley Country Club. We sat down with William Hyman III Player of the Year, Matthew Matari. Let's take a look. Matt Matari views his William Hyman III Player of the Year award as a culmination, not of just the 2017 season, but as the crowning achievement of a career-long quest. The 32-year-old standout was recognized as the best the organization has to offer during the 2017 Players Dinner.
I've been playing in GAP events for close to 20 years now, which is crazy to say. And it's just a huge honor. It's a validation of a lot of hard work. I couldn't be happier. But it was the tale of 2 years where I kind of got off to a bumpy start and reset in the middle of the year and came back and really, played the best golf of my life.
After the aforementioned bumpy beginning, Matari turned up his game in a significant way, winning 2 major titles in 2 different associations. His most significant local performance came in mid-July at the Philadelphia Open. Held at historic Philadelphia Country Club, the Saucon Valley member posted a course record 8 under par 63 on day 1 to forge a lead that was never threatened. He played steady golf over the final 18 holes en route to a 2-stroke victory, a win that was long overdue.
The Philly Open was, you just appreciate those days when they happen, when the hole looks huge and you're firing on all cylinders. That first round is a zone that rarely you achieve. So it was It was really a jumping off point to the rest of the year. The year before when I won my first major, it was just this huge sense of relief. And this one was much more like a validation. I felt like I kind of backed into that playoff the year before. This one I went out and I won this. I mean, from start to finish, wire to wire, whenever there was any sort of trouble, I got out of it. So it was just, I enjoyed this one more than the first one either. It was just a huge monkey off my back the first time. This time I could enjoy it.
In early August, Matari carried that open momentum into the Metropolitan Golf Association Amateur Championship. 4 days later, Matari defeated Bradley Lankler of Fiddler's Elbow, one up for the title.
Another one that start to finish, I was co-medalist. Every single match I think I was down at some point, but never had any doubt that I was going to pull it out. And then obviously the final was a crazy match that went back and forth. It was a really special 3-week period, obviously.
Continuing his positive flow in Gap Championships, Matari added a top 10 finish in the Patterson Cup just a week after the Met Amateur victory. He earned points in the Gap Mid-Am, the New Jersey Mid-Am, and Met Ike Stroke Play Championship as well.
Hopefully this is just the start. Obviously, it's always been a goal to win Philadelphia Player of the Year, but it's not the end goal. I mean, we want to keep moving forward, and ultimately the goal is to win that Mid-Am, the U.S. Mid-Am, and try to get into the Masters, try to get into the U.S. Open now that's on the table. It's a stepping stone. It builds confidence, and you can't win these events and you can't progress without confidence, and I'd say I'm brimming with it at this point.
It is no coincidence Matari's game carried across state lines.
The courses are tough. They're set up fairly, but very tough. You have elite players that are college players coming up, and you have elite players that are mid-ams. I mean, you're never going to go somewhere and find tougher fields, and you're never going to go somewhere and find tougher courses. So I think Buddy Marucci had said in one of the talks that he got, maybe it was when he was inducted to the Hall of Fame, that if you can win in Philly, you can win anywhere. And it's just going back to that confidence thing. Like, if you are the best player in Philadelphia, or if you are among the best players in Philadelphia, you are among the best players in the country. And you got to carry that confidence, whether it's to the Mid-Am, whether it's to the Met, whether it's wherever you go. So, I mean, the Gap has had a huge part in shaping that.
Chip Lutz of Ledge Rock Golf Club earned his 8th straight Senior Player of the Year award. I know, right? Crazy stat. But we had an opportunity to sit down with Chip and talk about his success this year. The most dominant senior player on the planet, yes, that's right, planet, Chip Lutz raised the bar yet again in 2017. Lutz captured his record-setting 8th straight Senior Player of the Year honor at the association's annual Players' Dinner. The last time a player other than Lutz walked onto the stage for said award, the largest grossing movie in the box office at the time was Toy Story 3. The American Music Awards recognized Justin Bieber as its new Artist of the Year, and Jim Furyk took the FedEx Cup. The then Senior PGA Tour's Charles Schwab Cup champion, well, that was, ironically enough, and still is, Bernhard Langer.
I can't imagine having started, that this would go this long. So it's really been amazing to me that I've been able to sustain my game year over year for so many years. And in particular, all the majors and things and the accomplishments that I've had. It's just been beyond my wildest imagination. So I am absolutely thrilled and honored to continue this string.
Though this may be old hat for Lutz, his journey each year to the award stage has been different. This season, Lutz scored points in 4 of the most prestigious senior events in the world: the U.S. Senior Amateur, the R&A Seniors Amateur, the U.S. Senior Open, and the British Senior Open. It was in the latter, the British Senior Open, at Royal Porthcawl, where again Lutz finished as the low amateur in the field, the 4th time he's registered such a feat.
The entire summer was difficult from a weather perspective. We had a lot of cold, windy, rainy kind of conditions over there. I always look at that as a great opportunity. A lot of guys, I think, tend to lose their focus and maybe drift and not play well and give up on their game. So I kind of look at bad weather as my friend, so to speak, when I play golf and play competitive golf, because it really helps me focus. It really gives me a little different edge and perspective that I feel as though if I can play well in that I can really do much better than my competition. I've been fortunate that you guys recognize the things that I've done. not just here locally, but also internationally and throughout the country. So it's really a tremendous honor.
A few weeks later in the RNA Seniors Amateur, he posted a top 10 finish as the defending champion. Back stateside, Lutz made another run at the U.S. Senior Amateur, a title he won in 2015. Facing friendly foes and highly regarded competition, Lutz made it to the round of 16 before bowing out.
The draw this year was really interesting because I played one of my best friends in the first round, and that's David Nelson out of Reno, Nevada. And it was funny because David and I played practice rounds together. We went out to dinner for 3 nights in a row. We were sitting at the dinner table and with Paul Simpson and his son, who's caddying for him, Philip. And we were, and Paul's looking at his iPhone and looking up our pairings. And he goes, "Oh my gosh, you're not gonna believe who you're playing." He pointed to David, and I was like, really? I mean, 64 guys, and I played like my best friend in the first round. And then I get Donatoni in round 2, and that was amazing. So I fortunately get by both of them. I held David off by 1, so I won 1 up on the last hole. And then I got by Don, and then I faced Paul Simpson in round 3. I'm like, really? Can I play somebody I don't know?
So what does the future hold for the 62-year-old from Reading?
This is concluding my 8th senior amateur year, and it's been a great, great run. And I'll be 63 in January, and not sure how much runway I've got left, but it's been a great career so far, and I couldn't be more thrilled.
Time will tell, but we shouldn't be surprised to see Lutz back here again next year. For the Golf Association of Philadelphia, I'm Marty Emino.
And in future shows here on Inside Golf, Marty Emino is going to introduce us to some of the other award winners from a great year of golf with the Golf Association of Philadelphia. All right, what's coming up next? We're going to Tallamore. Lou Guzzi. Lou, what do you got for us?
Whoa, what's with that club? Why is that in your hand?
My driver.
Yeah, and what about it?
I love to hit my driver.
Yes, she does. She loves to hit her driver. We're going to find out more about Elizabeth Beek when we come back.
Success requires hard work. No way around it. Realize timing is key. Be willing to push yourself. Stay in control. Trust technology to support you. My father once said, "Doesn't matter what you do in life, just be the best at it."
All right, beautiful swing, Elizabeth. Philadelphia Section PGA Junior Player of the Year. Congratulations for a second time as well, folks. How about that? A couple more things too, right? Montgomery County Junior Amateur Champion. Whew, holy cow. And guess what? Look at that bag over there. You played for Team USA. What's that all about? Tell us.
Well, I qualified for a tournament for U.S. Kids, and it was USA top 6 and international top 6 on Pinehurst number 2.
Excellent. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So that's great. So here we are, working on the swing. You started playing golf when you were how old?
Probably 4.
3, 4 years old. I remember getting with you at 7 years old, start working on your game, right? And you started playing in the tournaments. That's unbelievable. And here you are at 13 years old. You had a great year. We want to talk to the viewers a little bit about why you had a great year. What are some of the things that you love about your golf?
Some things that I like about golf is preparing for a tournament. So like I'm not as worried when I go in the tournament because I know my swing and I know what to do.
Great. So you have a lot of tournament experience, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Now, do you love seeing that golf ball fly out there?
Yeah, I do a lot.
I know you do, because one of the things she loves is the full swing. She loves working on that full swing. And we've talked about that. There's nothing like working on the full swing, watching that golf ball fly, seeing how it lands on the ground, which way it's going to go, and enjoying the process. Doesn't even have anything to do with the tournament, does it?
No.
Who got you into the game?
My dad.
Yes, he did. And the cool part about this is you enjoy the tournaments. I always enjoyed the tournaments, but I enjoyed practice. Love to hit golf balls. And that's what you do. You want to show the viewers a couple of shots here?
Sure.
Yeah, show them your swing. And you know the positions too. That's the fun part. And you work on the reps, and that golf ball goes right where you want it to go. Well, there you have it, Harry. Philadelphia Section PGA Junior Player of the Year, Elizabeth Beek. Lots of good things to come from this one. And look at that smile. Back to you.
Thanks, Lou. Hey, folks, what time is it? I mean, do we have time for another segment? It's time for Teed Off next. And the guys are going to be talking about a shot clock for golf. If you're the second guy hitting, what do you think?
I love it. I think it's great. I think the only people who won't like it are slow players.
Hey viewers of Inside Golf, have you heard about Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine? Published by ex-Eagles and Philadelphia Stars tight end Ken Dunnick, these magazines offer the very best in content on subjects of interest to men. Writers include Glenn Macnow, Bill Line, and George Anastasia. And you can increase your business by attending our monthly private parties as an advertiser. Call 856-912-4007 or email ken@jerseymanmagazine.com for more information. And welcome back. Inside Golf continues today from beautiful Bluestone Country Club in Blue Bell, Pennsylvania. As we look around and scan the facility, it's not a better place around than Bluestone. And our guest today includes Mark Peterson, Executive Director, Golf Association of Philadelphia. Hello. Jeff Zarette. We got a lot of executive directors with us today, folks. This is a high-end show. Jeff is Executive Director of the Philadelphia Section PGA of America. And Joe Logan, right at the top of my list when I want to find out what's going on in Philadelphia golf with myphillygolf.com. Okay, here's something that's going on next year, Joe, on the European Tour. They are going to have a shot clock for one event. I think it's in Austria. It's the Masters. And obviously, it's to help speed up play. I mean, they do have rules and regulations regarding the pace of play. But now they're really getting serious. I mean, you know, we've seen it in basketball. Baseball, I think, has tried it at the minor league level with in-between pitches. And God knows, I think they should do it at the major league level. But what about in golf? You have 50 seconds, the first guy in the group, and then it drops down after that to, I think, 30 seconds to get off your shot if you're the second guy hitting. What do you think?
I love it. I think it's great. I think the only people who won't like it are slow players.
And do they know who they are?
Oh, they know. They know. And many of them are, not only do they know, they're quite defiant about it. And, you know, they claim that they need to take they will take all the time in the world that they need. And the problem is for us at home, watching. And it makes golf drag on. Plus, I mean, I played in the thing the other day. It was a 5.5-hour round of golf. I mean, come on.
Really? And there were obviously some slow players out there, huh?
Yeah, deliberate, I think is the word.
Well, it's golf ready. We've heard all about that. Mark, you know, you heard Joe say, you know, the slow players know who they are. If you Google slow players on the PGA Tour, sorry to say it, Ben, but you get Ben Crane's name popped. There was an incident you recall, right, with Ben Crane and another player.
Rory Sabatini, back in 2004 or 2005, where Rory just
Mr.
walked
Lovable.
ahead. Just left him in the dust and created an issue. And I don't think that's the right way to handle it. You know, is this a great thing? Is it going to be the next way that we handle pace of play in all of our events? I don't know. We use the checkpoint system. It works well. It makes the group more accountable. But the reality is, what's the good thing about this? Well, the good thing is it's bringing awareness to the fact that the game is a little slow.
Yeah.
I don't like playing in more than 4 hours. I want our group to play in less than 4 hours when I'm playing with my friends. If you're ready to hit, you got your glove ready, there's no reason why we can't play ready golf all around. It doesn't just have to be on a nice, you know, Sunday afternoon. It
walk,
could be
a walk with your friends.
It could be anything.
There's no excuse in competitive play or just recreational play. Now, Jeff, you know, both of you fellas, you on the amateur level, you on the professional level, conduct events, hundreds of them over the course of a year. How much does this come into play, say, from players saying, you know what can we do to get certain people to pick up the pace?
I would say every group has slow players and every group has fast players. You know, they're on the opposite ends of the spectrum. Jim Smith, Philadelphia Cricket Club, is probably one of the fastest players in the section. He always wants to go first or second in all of our stroke play events, and he plays in 3 hours and 15 minutes, and the guys that play with him enjoy playing fast, and that's great. And I think there's a happy medium in between slow players and really fast players, right? So somewhere in the middle is a comfortable round of golf for everybody. We don't have a checkpoint system like Mark, but you know, ours is very similar to the tour system. You know, first to play on a par 3, first to play into a par 4 or par 5, and the first one to putt, they get an additional 10 seconds on top of that 40 to pull the trigger. But it's also subjective, right? You know, when do you start the clock when it's absolutely, you know, your turn to play? So there's a little subjectivity into it too. And you're not going to go in and talk to a player or players until they're out of position and over their time. So, you know, the system itself maybe, you know, is broken a little bit. The checkpoint system puts the whole group, you know, more of a group mentality into it versus, you know, player on player. And I think the other thing too, when you see, not just in our events, but everyday golf, it's the stuff you do in between shots. You know, what are you doing, you know, to move on to the next shot or to move on to the next tee? You know, it's all the stuff, you know, when you're, you know, they talk about golf carts speeding up play, but golf carts actually slow play down. Because
especially if it's
Mark
cart
and I will
paths
go
only.
over and I'll watch him hit a shot, and then we'll drive over and then we'll hit my shot. So, you know, sometimes walking speeds up play because you go right to your golf ball and you're not sitting and waiting for the other person to play. So, you know, there's a lot of things that come into it. But, you know, just being aware of the folks around you and there's people behind you and you know, letting everybody enjoy their day.
How tough is it for a rules guy to go up to a group and say, fellas, you're on the clock?
Oh, it's our favorite part of the job.
Like, who's going to do that, right?
That's why we got into golf administration. No, it's stressful because, you know, the players they're in the heat of competition. This is what they came in, and also they're our customers, right? We want them to enjoy the day. But it's something that if we don't address it, then every group behind them, it affects their day as well. But it's stressful. It's stressful for the players. It's stressful for our volunteers. It's stressful for us as the timing officials. But you just have to find a way to address it. And I know Jeff knows it, and he said it. If we have a group on the clock, or I have a group that missed a checkpoint, you know, in the next 40 yards who's gonna be back in position and who isn't, because it's exactly what Jeff said. It's the time. It's the things you do in between the shots. If you continue to walk slow, or if you don't have your glove on, or you still don't know your yardage or your club, we know that you're not going to make the next checkpoint.
Yeah, I kind of left you out. These guys are administering, you know, golf events and putting groups together, and I'm sure a lot of talk goes in when you put a group together.
We never pair Joe with a group. Never,
right?
Never.
No, but
you're
down on the clock idea, right?
I love it.
You do want a clock?
I do. I've never understood why you put a group on the clock when usually it's like one slow player and the other two guys in the group are going like, come on, man, hit the ball. Let's go, let's go. But what I would like to see eventually is like a shot clock like they have in the NBA, and it's ticking down.
And the caddy goes up to him and says, come on, we got 5 seconds.
Mark Peterson has to run in and throw down a flag, wave them all, stop.
That's why he got into the game.
Exactly.
That's what he's waiting for. It's finally happening for Mark Peterson.
We're going to let Joe move that clock around to every single hole.
I'd do it. I love to do it. I'd hold that clock up right in his face, you know.
You're the designated timer. All right, interesting concept. We'll see how it plays out in Europe next year. And we'll be back. More of Inside Golf in a moment.
Located in Bluebell, just a short drive from Plymouth Meeting, Bluestone Country Club offers a setting that's close at hand but feels like a world away. Bluestone offers a championship caliber golf course, practice facilities including a large driving range, separate chipping and putting areas, and a staff of PGA professionals. At the Country House at Bluestone, you'll find excellent food, superb service, and an outstanding setting. Their expert staff will assist in planning your next event, whether it's a wedding or simply a luncheon, dinner, or cocktail party. Check out Bluestone's variety of membership options. Much more than a golf course, Bluestone is a community.
The first tee of Greater Philadelphia, where golf is more than a game.
Along with being stewards of the game of golf, your local PGA professional wears many hats.
We are teachers.
We are players.
We are managers.
We are merchandisers.
And community leaders.
But we all wear one badge.
PGA professionals are well-trained experts who work hard to share the joy of golf with our neighbors for over 90 years. To find your local PGA professional, visit PhillyPGA.com. Brought to you by the Philadelphia section of the PGA.
We are the experts in the game and business of golf.
Well, that's going to do it for this week's edition of Inside Golf. Coming up next week, we got a real special show with a very special person, Rich Lerner of the Golf Channel. You know, he grew up in the Allentown area, and he was back recently in the area doing a college basketball game on TV. I sat down with Rich, talked about a variety of things. Tiger Woods coming back, and also his role with the Golf Channel, and how he interacts with three of his favorite people, Randall Chamblee, Frank Nobilo, and David Duval. It's a show you will not want to miss next week.
He has had a big impact is just in terms of...
I'm Harry Donahue. Remember, no matter how bad it's going for you out there, don't pick up. See you next week with Rich Lerner here on Inside Golf.
Inside Golf, now celebrating its 20th season, is presented by Destination Montco Golf. 54 courses, 300,000 yards. Check them out at montcogolf.com. By the First Tee of Philadelphia. The First Tee helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit thefirstteephiladelphia.org. By the Golf Association of Philadelphia, GAP, celebrating amateur golf since 1897. By Jersey Man Magazine, it's a Jersey way of life. And by Philly Man Magazine, bringing it to Broad Street. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia Section PGA, experts in the game and business of golf. Take time to thank your local PGA golf professional.